Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do a collective oracle for today. Today is Saturday, February 14th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. He loves that for you. I love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Fearless Familiars deck by J. Edward Neal. You can find this at shadowartfinds.com. I might have to open this window. I feel like my whole place needs to be aired out. I just burned some Palo Santos, said a couple prayers, hung some new pictures. Not new pictures, but new for the place. How was that? We got one on the table. Two on the table. I'm gonna do this so you guys can see. We got two on the table. This is me shuffling in real time. This is how I shuffle. Three on the table. Four on the table. Five on the table. This one's in the reverse. We got five on the table, one in the reverse. Two more shuffles. I don't usually do this, but I'm doing this for a reason, and you'll see why in a second. I hope you follow and subscribe, because only you will know what I'm talking about. 6 cards on the table. 3 of the cards are from the reading. Was it last night or the night before? The night before, right? What did I use last night? Deck of the Undead. Did I use Fearless Familiars last night? I'll put that back up there. We've got the Clever, which was the first card in the last reading. Immortal, which was the last card in the last reading. We've got Balance, the Queen, the Navigator in the reverse. It was the third. Was it the second card or the third card in the last reading? And then bottom of the deck, the Witch. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. Energy is energy. Dun, dun, dun. Giggity, giggity. Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Okay, I don't know where that came from. The giggity, giggity. Yeah, I know where that came from, but it's Mary Poppins. Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Maybe somebody doesn't want to heal. That's what it is. Somebody doesn't want to heal. You know, you take medicine to heal, right? Like you're sick, you go to the doctor, they give you antibiotics. If you don't want to heal, you're not going to take it. I mean, sometimes, granted, you could heal on your own with time, right? You shouldn't always run to take antibiotics. However, somebody is being stubborn. Somebody doesn't want to learn something. Somebody doesn't want to grow from something. Whoever this witch is, they're watching this other person. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like this is the same person from last night, the night before. Whenever I use these cards, whenever I did that reading. Do I remember the name of that video? Let me look. Y'all know I don't always remember everything, but let me look. We did... Oh, why are you doing that? We did 4 oracles this morning. The collective. Labels can do damaging. Tarot collective. What to do about labels? Labels can do damage. I seriously don't remember what reading that was. Tarot collective. The collective look at someone with... Hold on. Look at someone with pride. So here's the thing. The last reading was it was a day ago, but it was actually the reading from Thursday night, not last night. So basically 2 days ago, and the reading with the Fearless Familiars deck was somebody looking at another person with pride. This is someone else looking at that same person. Not necessarily. I'm not saying that there's no pride there. There's no how do you say it? No good. I'm not saying that there's no goodwill. I'm not saying that there's not pride there, but somebody is looking at somebody and not and is wondering what they're doing, because whoever is watching, whoever this witch is that's watching, the other person looks still to them, like they're not doing anything, like they're not moving. Let me give you an easy example, right? So I told you guys I was going to mainstream all my social media, and I was going to basically move away from Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I want to put everything onto YouTube. And I've been doing that. I have not posted on Facebook since Sunday, Monday, last Saturday. I don't know. It's been a week. It's been almost a week. I have no plans to post on Facebook. I use Facebook to collect content for my other social media, right? For my other outlets. I have no intention of going back there and posting. I've gone on there and liked a few things from like my aunt, my best friend, but I have not posted anything. And I think eventually people will get it, like that, because my last post was it was a meme. It was a photo of God hitting a reset button. Yeah, I'm just that kind of lady. So that was my last post. It was just a picture. It was a cartoon picture of God hitting a reset button. And that's it. That's the way I'm going to leave it. I have my picture up there. I have my background picture. That's it. My info is on there. I took down the link for Linktree only because I feel like all my friends and family should have followed me on there by now. And if they haven't, then fuck them. In the nicest way possible. This would be like one of my friends, one of my family looking at my Facebook page and being like, huh, she hasn't posted in 3 weeks. What is she doing? Where is she? Why isn't she on here? You know, maybe I'll get a call, maybe I'll get a text like, hey, you okay? You haven't posted in a while. Not really realizing, right, that I have other social media outlets. I post other places. One of the main places I post is here on YouTube. This is like somebody looking at another person and feeling like they're just sitting there, like they're not doing anything, when more than likely in the background, they're doing something. You know, as readers, we talk all the time about how you should only share so much and you should keep other things hidden. I believe in that and I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I think it depends on the person. Like there are certain persons. There are certain people I'll share things with and others that I won't. I don't think, like right now, personally in my life, I don't think there's anything that I would feel weird about sharing, especially since most of the things like I'm doing, I actually already did. Like it's only the middle of February and I pretty much accomplished more than half of what I wanted to accomplish for the year. Does that make sense? So I don't feel weird about sharing that pretty much with anybody. I couldn't care less. However, if you have things that you're doing that are ongoing, stuff like that, you might not want to share things. You might not want the bad juju coming your way to sabotage anything you're working on. It all depends on your mindset. What do you believe? I also believe that just because somebody sends you the evil eye or ill intention, I don't necessarily believe that that's really going to happen. I feel like there are ways to combat that. I don't feel like I have to take that energy on if I don't want it. I also believe in angels. I believe in God. I believe in protection. I believe in protecting myself. So at the end of the day, if somebody's going to send me the evil eye, does that hit me? Does that affect me? I don't really think so. Do I believe I get karma? Of course I do. Of course I believe that. I'm a human. I'm not perfect. And it's funny because whoever this is, like I said, it's not that they don't necessarily have pride in what this person is doing, what this person has accomplished, but like they're not seeing them move and they're questioning it. Like, why isn't this person doing anything? Here's the other thing, like I can use this as an example too. If you follow, if you subscribe, I've been on YouTube for over 2 years now. I'm open and honest about my life, what happens in my life. I share things about my life. I don't really think twice about it with you guys. Even though I'm pretty sure there are people from my past that watch my channel and would probably have something to say, I don't really care. I don't think about it. I don't worry about it. I'm protected and I protect myself. So it doesn't matter to me. However, somebody might watch a video, and catch me saying, oh, she's, writing a book, right? Last year when I said I was in the middle of writing my book. If they don't like me, maybe they'll send me the evil eye. Maybe like 6 months later, they catch another video and I don't say anything about the book. And they're like, huh, she's not writing the book? Like, what happened to the book? Then let's say another 3 months later, they catch another video and they see that I published the book, right? Did the evil eye work? No. Is it too late? Yeah. Like, take from that what you will. I'm just saying, you can watch somebody and think you're watching them 24/7 and still miss something. People from my past could be watching my videos on YouTube and thinking that they're getting everything and they're retaining all the information. But at the end of the day, people forget things. People miss things. Somebody's watching my video while they're doing the dishes and they're doing the laundry and they're taking care of the kids. Are they really paying attention to everything I say? Probably not. I do the same thing when I watch readers. I'll put a reader on and I'll listen to a reading and I'll just be doing my thing and then I'll be like, wait, what? What did he say? What did they say? Sometimes I even go back and watch a video again because I know that I missed like half of it. Sometimes I just like a reader's voice, if you know what I mean. It's somebody's looking at somebody and not and seeing somebody standing still and wondering what's going on, But like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person's standing still. In the background, they could still be doing stuff. They could still be moving. Even, you all know, even when I hurt my knee in December and I was down and out and I couldn't walk and I couldn't exercise and I was freaking out, I was still doing other things in the background. I was still taking my classes online, making plans for other things, setting up my vacation for this year through work, doing other things. Just because somebody thinks you're just standing there, it doesn't necessarily mean you really are just standing there. Movement is movement, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, sexual, it doesn't matter. It's movement. You're moving. You could be doing a million things in your head and be sitting there staring at the wall. It doesn't matter. And people aren't going to see that, right? And there is a little bit, I'm just going to say this, there is a little bit of a negative undertone to this, whoever this witch is. It doesn't necessarily have to be a witch. It just, to me, it denotes like a whole other person. This witch doesn't like that somebody keeps going. And I think that's why they're looking at them and they're believing them to be still. They're believing them to be stagnant because whoever this person is, they've been going and going and going for so long. And I talked about this in the other reading with the person that had the pride in them. They're like the Energizer Bunny. Like whoever this person is, they don't stop. The ideas keep coming. The movement keeps going. Like this person just healing, rising, And take how it resonates. Like I'm telling you guys about sharing details and stuff. I will admit this. At work, I don't share as much of myself with people at work as I do like with my best friend, my dad and my brother. People at work, there's only like maybe 2-3 people that I actually tell like what I'm doing because I know they can keep their trap shut. Because I know then they're not going to run and tell everybody, and then by the end of the day, the whole warehouse is going to know. And it's not even because I think somebody's going to send me the evil. I just don't want people there knowing my business. Like, I have friends there, I don't have friends there. You know what I mean? And the things that I do here in my studio, the things that I do here at home, the things that I do out there in the real world, don't even really affect what I do at my 9 to 5. And has absolutely nothing to do with anybody there, other than when I have a story to tell. So, I definitely don't share as much of myself with people at work just because I try to leave it out of that. It took me a long time to get to that place. I used to share my whole life with every single person I would meet. Well, you guys know. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a lovely Saturday, a fabulous Valentine's Day if you are so inclined to celebrate with your sweetie. Just another reminder, tomorrow is Sunday. I will do affirmations in the morning, but the collective I don't do in the evening unless for some reason I feel called. So everybody have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.